All of it contributes to what do people see, feel, and hear when they're around you. And then moving on. 3 ways to exit a conversation. When I started my company, and that was 8 years ago now, I went in with one of my mentors in politics, and a big burly guy, and Dave says to me, he says, Allison, he says, I really don't care about all that other stuff. He said, all I need to know is how do I get out of a conversation? And I'm like, huh? He goes, the only thing I can ever think to say is, I've got to go to the bathroom. You know, but who's done that? Yeah, no, nobody's going to admit it. Okay, that's fine. It happens, I promise you. But there's got to be a better way. So there are 3 ways to exit a conversation. The first is a verbal disengage. Now, all you need to do with this is there's a simple formula. You need a transition word, their name, a relevant statement, next steps if applicable. Okay, so simple. Well, Bren, great to meet you. You know, if I need paving, I'll give you a call. I don't know. I made it up. You know, wow, so great is Jerry, right? Funeral director. Well, Jerry, great to meet you. It's a relevant statement. If I need you, I will call you. Probably not. Somebody else being facilitated. Networking can actually take on a whole new vibe and come to another level. Imagine if you walked into every Chamber of Commerce meeting and it had that level of networking at it. Wouldn't that be amazing? But it's not always the way it happens, which is why it's so important that you take responsibility for making great connections and to having those good conversations and meeting new people. So one leadership role really helps you to raise your profile. Now, when you go out, and in the book that everybody's going to have, there's actually a little strategic plan cheat sheet for you. So figure out, why are you going out to network? What do you want to accomplish? Who is your target audience? And what do you like and dislike doing? And then what are your resources and your time commitment? Because if you know that your target audience is this, then you want to be sure that you're taking a leadership role and showing up at events that will naturally align and create an environment to meet more people like this. If you are selling men's clothing and you go to consistently to a women's networking event, unless your whole entire marketing strategy is to sell the wives for their husbands, you're not going to get a lot of business. So that sounds really obvious, but at the same time it's not, because people will usually go wherever the invitation crosses their desk. So you want to be in a target market rich environment. If you're doing that, then we can, remember we talked about networking versus selling. If you're in a target rich market environment, then we don't have to sell, because the relationships you create can naturally turn into relationships. That can be eye contact. Hi, how are you? How are you enjoying the event? Have some lines. If it's not a comfort zone for you, figure out things that you can take the hi, how are you to that next level. You know, what's your connection? You know, situational dialogue is fantastic because you can pull it into something. But again, take responsibility for deepening that conversation. Otherwise, it will live up here on the surface and we'll never get the quality of interaction we need to create a real relationship. And then, you can push through that. Yeah, there we go. Creating a mini bond. You don't need to become best friends with everybody who you do business with. But there needs to be something that separates you so that they're actually going to remember who you are. Now, in a facilitated networking environment like this, or speed networking, yes, you want to exchange business cards to kind of remember who you met. But in a regular, typical networking, out in life situation, you really don't need a person's business card unless you've connected enough that you want to connect again, and you're going to remember who the person is.